Got to remember to turn down my volume.
You're live.
It is going slow.
I can.
Are we actually live? Hold on.
It says live.
Yeah, but StreamYard. Everybody's looking at us going, yes, you're live. There we go.
Yep, you're live.
There we go. Okay, now we're set. Sorry about that, everybody. Hey, there's only 5 of us right now.
Okay.
You know, tonight is Alex's birthday, you know, the secret history living in your aquarium. So I didn't think we were going to get a bunch. I didn't know it was his birthday until, you know, we had already scheduled everything. Otherwise, I probably would have scheduled you later and not even done a stream tonight.
Is he live now too?
He goes live at 7:10. So we've got about a half an hour. So hey to everybody that is here. And everybody should go see him too and say happy birthday and check him out. Alex always has awesome content. He's always a lot of fun to watch. So
He's so smart.
he is. He's incredibly smart. And I learn something every time I watch his streams, every single time. So
Every time I listen to him, I don't know anything.
yeah, that's how I feel too. Even when he takes us on a little trip around his neighborhood or to a park or something, he talks about all the plants. I'm like, man, this guy, because I do that with the Audubon. I go on guided tours with them. You know, just I'm not the one giving the guided tour, but I go on the tour, and that's exactly what it reminds me of is doing that tour. Because he's so good at pointing things out. So hey to everybody. A lot of people starting to come in now. We've got 14. And again, for people that haven't been here, the first part of this will just be Priscilla and I talking. I'll ask her a few questions, and then about halfway through or so, we'll open it up to the chat. So I really won't be looking at the chat too much to begin with. So if you ask some questions and I miss it, I apologize in advance. So I really won't.
I'm going to look at the chat then.
Okay. And there was something else that I was going to say. Let's see. Big M has got your links. That's good. Hi to everybody coming in. I see Bottom Dwellers Aquatics. Steel Angus, hey, just want to tell you real quick, that package was shipped out today, so you should get it in a couple days. Okay, we're just going to, instead of going through and saying hi to everybody, I think we'll just jump in. Oh, so my wife wanted to know is if the MK in your name stood for MK.
Okay. Yeah.
See, she's like, Priscilla, MK.
It's actually just my initials.
What's that?
It's just my initials, but I guess it works out.
Okay.
Right?
MK. She made me laugh when she said that. I was like, I don't think that's it, but I'll ask her, you know.
Yeah, no.
Whose shirt are you wearing there? Sergeant Tank. Who is
Sergeant
did he change his name?
No, still Sergeant Tanks.
I don't think I know them. The name is familiar, but I'm not sure who that is.
His name is Jeremy, and he did a lot of YouTube back, but he took like a break when Jeffrey did take the break. So I think he's coming back though.
Oh, okay. Well, that would explain it since I'm so new to the community that I didn't know who that was. So, okay. So let's jump in. And again, everybody in the chat that's saying hi. Hi, everybody. I don't want to go through and waste too much time on saying hellos today. We'll just jump right in. So, Priscilla, I know that you were not born in the United States, but somewhere in Europe. Where did you grow up, or where were you born, and where did you live at first?
So I was born in Switzerland in 1986.
Oh, you just made me feel so old. Oh my God. I was married in 1986.
Oh, really?
Anyways.
Yeah, no. I was born there, grew up there, went to school there, moved to the United States in 2012.
Oh, okay. You haven't been here that long. What brought you to the States? Did you move with a parent or something, or?
I had my aunt is living here and whatnot, and then I got married, and I decided to stay. So I had a kid.
You know, you don't have an accent.
Well, I've been here for a while.
Yeah, but still, there's a lot of people who've lived here for a long, long time, and they never seem to really, you know, they always have a little bit of an accent that you can hear, and I can, tiny little bit, but you really don't have an accent. And that's not a bad thing to have an accent. I'm not saying that it is. It's just that
Yes. I mean, I
really,
spoke a little English before I came. Like I would listen to English music. I took English in school, so it's not that it was like a total foreign language to me.
gotcha. But it wasn't what you spoke every day.
No, and you can hear my accent when I get really mad, when I get worked up.
Yeah, I bet that's usually when it comes out, especially for
Yeah,
moms.
yeah,
Well, that's the next thing. I know you're a single mom. Do you, just one kid, or how many kids do you
yeah.
have?
Just one.
One's enough, right? And how
He's a
old is he or
handful.
she?
He's 6 years old. His name is Xavier. A few people in here know the little man. He has autism. He's a special needs kid. So he is like three kids, handful, because he takes a lot of attention.
Yeah, that's
So
got to be
yeah,
tough to hold down a job and to deal. Yeah, that's so kudos to you because that's, you
I
know,
mean, the state I live in, Colorado, is really kids friendly, and I mean, he goes like to special school, special program, special daycare. So they do a lot. Like they help a lot. I mean,
and
his teachers are amazing.
that's the way it should be. So that's awesome to hear. I definitely think that we need to do more for a lot of our people that need that type of help. So that's great. Um, okay, so you said 2012 was when you moved here. That's really not that long ago. That's not. Geez, I probably looked identical to what I look like right now in 2012. And in my thinking, if I looked the same, it wasn't that long ago.
Me too. I look the same. Oh, look, my half Plecos is in chat. He's like, bye. He was just here in the store.
Yeah, Mile High Black. Oh, there he is. Bye, Jack Black. That's funny. That's hilarious. And I think that I'm subscribed to Mile High Plecos. If not, I definitely will. And that
He's
is
he's
that is
chat.
hilarious.
Got a
Jack
lot of
Black
Plecos.
definitely looks unshorn these days. I don't know if you've watched his gaming YouTube channel, but we definitely have some hairiness in common, if nothing else.
I haven't
Probably
seen
body
him in.
type too, although he's a little guy.
He's a short
Okay.
guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not too tall. Okay, what about other family? So you said you have an aunt who lives here. Do you have any brothers or sisters anywhere?
Yeah, no. So my mom, she's from Haiti, and my dad was Swiss. And my dad met my mom because he was a cook on a cruise ship.
Oh,
So he met her in the Caribbean, and he took her to Switzerland. They got married, and then they had me. But my dad passed away when I was 3 months old.
oh,
And then my mom was really young then, so I'm not really mad at her for anything. But I mainly grew up with my grandparents. And because my dad passed when I was 3 months old, I never really had siblings. She never had any other kids after me, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That definitely had to be hard on her too, to be away from all of her family and to be in a place where she didn't really know anybody. And yeah,
Yeah, and she was just like 18,
oh yeah,
19 when she had
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Wow, that is tough. That's a rough break. And do you and your mom, talk today? Are you close?
Not really, because I grew up with my grandparents, so
Yeah,
she's never really been a mother in that sense. I mean,
gotcha,
yeah, it's like hi and bye, but that's about it.
gotcha. Well, that's good that your grandparents were there to step in. So I guess there's always a silver lining somewhere there, right? So at least you had some grandparents that would step in. Now, your grandparents still alive? They still live in Switzerland?
So no, my grandpa passed when I was like 16, and then my grandma passed away about 4 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's got to be rough. Damn, we're starting this off on a little bit of a downer
No,
note.
but I mean, I'm super duper grateful I grew up with my grandparents because, I mean, my grandma was amazing. She had 8 kids in total. She was married to my grandfather, had 4 kids with him, was married to him for 20 years. Then he passed away. Then she got a new husband and had 4 kids with him as well, and was married to him for like 30 some years.
Wow.
So I do have a lot of aunts, uncles, and a lot of cousins.
Yeah. And how many of them live over here? Most of them are probably in Switzerland, right?
I have one cousin. No, actually, I have like 5 cousins that live in New York.
Oh, okay.
And then I have some cousins that live in the Dominican Republic, some in Haiti, some in Switzerland, some in France. They're everywhere.
Nice. When you said Haiti the first time, I heard Hades.
Oh no, Haiti.
It took my brain a second to realize, oh no, she said Haiti, not Hades. I was like, I thought you were saying something about your mom. You know, my mom's
Yeah,
from Haiti. You know?
yeah, no, she's from Haiti.
A lot of people coming in saying hi. We got 27 people and 26 likes, so that's awesome. And they're all liking it because of you, Priscilla.
Oh, I didn't hit the like button, did I?
And before I go any further, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me up.
You're very supportive to the fish fam, or as I call them now, the fish jerks. I see you in a lot of different chats and a lot of different streams. Being a mod and helping out, and you're very supportive. And I really enjoy watching your Sunday streams too when you're drawing. Again, I said it before, but that's you have amazing artwork, and watching you actually put it together is like watching a little piece of magic for me. So I always love watching those.
I've always been doing art my whole life since I can remember. So if people ask me like how you did this, I was like, I don't know, I just did.
That's what I was going to ask next. Actually, was that was my segue? Was how did you? I mean, you've always been artistic. Then you've always been into drawing or different types of art.
Well, so my uncle that I actually grew up with, he was super duper artistic. He would do a lot of pencil drawings and ink drawings, and he noticed that I like to do art too, so he always would give me art supplies and whatnot. So that's kind of like how it all started, and then
He was
I
your
just kept,
motivation.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just kept doing art.
Well, you're definitely very good at it. And you've never had any like specific schooling for any type of art, just all self-trained.
Yeah.
Which is, again, it's amazing. Oh, I've framed them and put them up. You can't see them, and they're cut off. I have 2 of your framed pictures right over here.
Oh yeah, they are cut off.
2 more right above there. I think you can barely see the bottom of them right above that.
Yeah, barely.
I brought in another of my Norfolk Island pines. That's the one I talked about. That's like 6 foot tall. It's not doing so good right now, but that was our Christmas tree for a lot of years. On purpose.
Nice.
Not that we couldn't afford a Christmas tree. We use it on purpose for our Christmas tree.
If it works out, it's recyclable if you keep reusing it, right?
Yeah. Then we're not killing another tree. We're not using plastics, and we're sort of hippies here in the Rico Stan household. So we like to do a lot of that kind of stuff. Okay, so you did not have any kind of schooling or anything for art. It was all just self-trained. And what types of art do you like to do? Is it mostly just drawing and painting, or do you do any like sculptures or anything like that? Or
It's mostly drawing, and black and white is my favorite, I would say. I'm not that big fan of color, but I'll do it. And sculpting, not really. I mean, I do carve stuff like stamps or wood and that kind of stuff. But that's about it.
Yeah. I did see the shrimp one that you made. That was pretty cool. That turned out really cool. The shrimp stamp, that worked out awesome.
Yeah. And I do what's it called? Sewing.
Sewing? Like by hand or with a machine or both? Or?
With the machine, both.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sew, I can knit, and all that stuff, because in Switzerland, that's what we learn in school. Just saying.
Oh. Well, that's cool. I mean, it's a handy skill to have. My daughter really likes to sew. She's just gotten into it in the last couple of years, and she makes a lot of stuff. I went like this because she's on the other side of that wall playing the drums right now.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
It's one of those little pads, and she's wearing her head. Yeah, it's electric. So, yeah. But she loves to sew as well, so that's pretty cool. We've got a sewing machine out in the living room, and she's got a whole area set up, and she's made some pretty cool stuff. I've been very impressed.
Masks when the pandemic started.
Yeah.
Then everybody asked me for masks, and it would take me like 15 minutes to make one, and I just gave up on it.
Just too much. Well, that sort of segues into another thing. Sewing, I think, is artistic, but it's also a hobby. Do you have any other hobbies besides keeping your animals and taking care of your son, which is a hobby, I'm sure, and being a single mom. Do you have time for any other hobbies?
I mean, if I find time, which I usually don't because I do art and stuff and fish tanks and work and sleep. Um, I used to play a lot of video games too,
Oh,
but kind of give up on that.
yeah. What was the last game you played? Do you remember?
Assassin's Creed Unity? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was Unity.
I do like the Assassin's Creed games. I have Valhalla for the Xbox, and I played like an hour of it because I've gotten into the fish tank so heavy that I don't spend a lot of
Yeah.
time gaming
Yeah, I
anymore.
bought it for Christmas because it was on sale. I downloaded it too, but I played like like the first sequence or something.
Well, it is hard. I don't have the excuse. I've got time on my hands, but you definitely have your hands very full, so I can
Yeah.
understand that. Okay. Um, I just want to look here real quick. Okay. What about what would you say would be your happiest day? What's your proudest moment, your happiest day of your life so far?
When my son was born.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's sort of what I
and
was expecting.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah,
definitely a good day.
yeah. That was a different experience for sure.
And one I haven't had, obviously, but I do have 3 kids, so being in the room each time. Do you have any stories or anything from when he was born? Anything funny happened? Anything weird or scary happened? Did he have a um, a very normal pregnancy and
I
everything?
think he came about 2 weeks before due date, and I went to the hospital because I thought like, oh, it's time. But then the doctor was like, no, it's not really time. But since you're here, you're just gonna get it over with. And then he was born, and it ended up being a huge blizzard out too, and we couldn't even go home and anything. And then after he was born, maybe like 2 weeks later, he got what you call it, jaundice,
Yeah,
the yellow. His
yeah.
skin started turning yellow and stuff. So that was super scary. That was like
Yeah.
snowstorms, pipes froze, bursted at the house, and we had to bring him back to the hospital. So that was a month full of action for sure.
And that's pretty common, the jaundice. I think a lot of kids, maybe not as much today, but I know a lot of kids used to get jaundice quite often. I still remember my oldest son when he was born. He's 30. Well, he'll be 30 on the 21st of this month. Oh, geez. That's 2 days from now, isn't it?
Oh, I need to go buy a present.
I don't think I did. I know what to get him, and I don't think I actually bought it. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I guess
I
I'm
hope
going to do
Amazon
that.
delivers fast, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I know what to get him, but I don't think I actually bought it. Wow. Anyways, so my wife had a C-section. He was long. He was a very long kid, and our insurance wasn't the best. And they talked her into having a C-section, which we found out later she really didn't need to have. But anyways, um, so I'm sitting by her head, right? And they got the sheet up here, and they asked me if I want to see, look over the sheet to see what they're doing. And I
You
was
said
like,
yeah.
no, I don't want to see that. But then I got up and looked. I was just, all over the place. And then I sat back down real quick because that was a mess.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I wouldn't want to see that either.
yeah. And then he was born and they took him over and they put him on the scale and he looked like he was huge. He looked massive. And then they brought him over to me and he looked like he was this big. He was like he shrunk on the way over to me.
Yeah.
And I remember the nurse, had him and she said, "Do you want to hold him?" And I said, I was going to say, "I'm afraid." And I was going to say, "I'm scared." So I ended up saying, "I'm a scared." And
You don't want to
they,
break it. Yeah.
they handed it to me. So, and he had, he was just so dark brown and had the darkest black hair. And I
Yeah, my
mean,
son was born with a full head of hair too.
yeah, I always wonder if, no, never mind. We're not going to go there. That was going to be gross. All right.
TMI.
Yeah, too much. You're right. Too much. A lot of people in here, 35 people and 37 likes. Again, I can't say thank you to enough for everybody for hitting that like button and coming in and watching these. I really, really enjoy doing these. And I've still got a bunch of awesome people lined up. Um, I don't want to say that I've hit my favorite people first, because that would be wrong, because there's a lot of people coming up that I also are my favorite people.
I was just like, oh, I'm your favorite. That's
But
awesome.
you are definitely among my favorites.
Okay, I'll take that.
I always enjoy watching your streams, and I enjoy talking to you in the streams and stuff, and it's just so you're definitely a big part of the Fish Jerk family. And
I've been around this joint for quite a while.
yeah, there's a little story there too, right? Did you start a channel and then quit it or something, or cut back on it or something like that?
No, I just tend to not have a consistent upload schedule and upload like every 3 months or so.
Oh, okay.
I know I need to get better at, but editing videos takes time, and I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. You know what I mean? So it takes me a while to edit a video, but I need to get more on it.
I just decided I'm not going to edit them very much and just put up the raw content. It's just so much quicker, and most of what I want to show, I don't really need to audit too much anyway. So I just throw them up, and I'm not too worried about production values or anything like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't show my face.
I like to edit. That's the problem. Like, oh, I should put some B-roll in there, put some music in there.
Yeah.
But then it takes too long to edit it.
Yeah, and do all the processing. Well, if you enjoy it, I can see why that would be. I was an IT guy for a long time, so I understand all the software and everything, but I just don't enjoy doing it. To me, it's just there's other stuff I'd rather do, so I don't do too much with it. And let's see, yeah, Mike's here, Grumpy Mike, and he did put your channel in there. I'm sure it's been put in there a few times, but again, I'm sure there's 37 people in here. I'm sure every one of them was already subscribed to you beforehand.
I usually don't look at my subscriber count ever.
I do. I'll be honest. I'm not that I'm trying to get subscribers. Like, I see a lot of people that are really hustling to get up, which is great. That's fine. I'm not saying anything about that. That's what they want to do, and that's awesome. I don't have anything against it. It's just not what I want to do. But at the same time, it is sort of cool to see you start to grow. It's nice to see it. Okay. All right. So that's actually, we ran through my questions pretty quick.
I gotta turn my camera off.
Okay.
Oh no, never mind.
You get it?
I already need my employees here, and there's a customer. He wanted to go to the bathroom. The bathroom is right there behind him. And I already told him he can't use the bathroom.
That's funny. Yeah, tell him. Come on in.
I think he's just leaving.
Maybe make him sign a waiver. He's going to be online.
But technically, we're not supposed to let people use the bathrooms because, there's a pandemic going around.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and open it up to the chat then and see what kind of questions we have in there. Again, and everybody in here, I'm sure already knows, we're not really looking at questions like how do I take care of certain fish or anything like that. I mean, you can ask questions about what kind of fish and stuff, but let's try not to ask questions about how to do things with fish. We'll try and stay away from that and make it a little more personal.
I'm still at work. Work at a fish store.
Yeah, we knew that. Actually, I didn't even touch on that. I think everybody knew that. Is it just a fish store or is it a pet shop?
It's a fish store.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure 99% of us in here are jealous about that.
It's not glorious and great as it seems.
Yeah, I'm sure it still work, and especially with being a manager, it's even more. I know managing people has never been something I enjoyed.
Yeah, and the customer, it's retail at the end of the day.
Yeah, which is not the best paying, but all right, so I'm going to scroll up here a little bit. Let's see. Tons of cool people in here, though. I'm not even going to go through all the different names, though, because I'm afraid I'm going to miss somebody. But
41 people in here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through looking for questions. And again, hi to everybody. I think I scrolled up too far.
We're still open for another hour.
Okay.
Here. sure.
Bob Kaler said Priscilla is fifth fave. That was way back. That's how far back in the chat I am. We were
I
talking
didn't
about
see that.
favorites.
Oh, fifth favorite because I'm the
Yeah,
fifth guest.
you're no, you're my fourth guest actually.
Who was first? Don't
Uh,
say it was Bob.
Kenny, actually, Kenny
Oh,
from
Kenny.
Danica. And that wasn't even planned. That was the night that James was sick, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to go live then because there's nothing going on. I just felt like doing it, and then it turned into an interview with Kenny, and then it was Chattanooga Ed, and then Mr. Kaler, and then yourself.
Well, I'm after Bob.
All right, so I'm getting down towards the bottom here. Okay, so Ian from Atkins Nature Aquariums. Did you keep fish in Switzerland?
I actually didn't. I had an aquarium when I was like 13, 10-gallon with too many goldfish, and it didn't work out too well, and then that was it.
So how did you get into fish then?
So I moved here in 2012, and I got an aquarium that same year because I went to PetSmart, and they had the 75-gallon set up for $300. It was like everything, and I was like, my mind was blown by it only being $300 because in Switzerland it would be probably like 5 times as much. And that's when I bought the first fish tank here, and then I kept guppies, but because our water is kind of soft, they kept dying on me, and I didn't know why. So I started looking up on Facebook, YouTube, and so on. And then I stumbled up on Corey, the King of DIY. Well, first the King of DIY, and then Corey eventually, and that was like in 2012-ish.
Wow. When did you put your first video up?
Ooh, no clue.
I mean, has it been quite a while?
It's been a while, yeah. Probably 2016 or so.
Wow. Yeah. Nice. I didn't realize, because again, I've used YouTube forever, but I never used it for fish tanks or any types of hobbies and stuff. So it sort of blows my mind to think that so many people have been doing this for, 10 years or 6 years or whatever,
I mean, the first time I met Corey, he had less than 50,000 subscribers. And John from KT Tropicals had more subscribers than he had.
I wonder how he feels about that. I mean, I'm sure that he's happy. He always says Corey's his friend, and I'm sure he's happy for him. But at the same time, don't you think he feels a little jealous, a little nugget of jealousy,
He took like almost a 2-year break from YouTube. So that's kind of like where Corey took off, where John just was taking a break.
Oh, gotcha. See, there's so many of these background stories that I'm not familiar with. Okay, so here's from Rocco's Fish Room. Since your family heritage is so diverse, do you enjoy cooking all different types of food? If so, would you share recipes?
Well,
I do.
Yes, I do. If I have the time for it, which I a lot of times don't.
Yeah.
But because I did grow up with my grandparents, my grandma, they were more conservative, and my grandma was stay-at-home mom. I mean, she had 8 kids in total. And she would always cook and whatnot and show me how to do things. So there's a few Swiss dishes I can make for sure.
I don't think I could name an actual Swiss dish. That's hard to say.
Like fondue.
What is it?
Fondue? Cheese fondue?
Oh, fondue. Yeah, okay. I know some things I don't even think of as Swiss because I just don't know where it came from. I've only had it here. I've definitely done fondue. Not in a long time. I mean, it was huge in the 70s here. And I do love cheese. So maybe that's something we need to do again. What's something else? What's another dish?
But we make a different type of fondue too. It's we call it fondue bourguignon. It's where you put oil instead of cheese, and you have thin slices of meat. And you basically just put the meat in there, let it cook, fry, and then you have underneath it, it's a little burner where you can melt cheese. And then we have cooked potatoes, and you throw all that stuff together, and it's really good.
I just ate dinner right before we started this, but now I'm really hungry again. It sounds delicious.
I can't talk too much about food. I haven't eaten.
So what about even though you didn't really grow up so much with your mom, did you have any dishes from Haiti that you ever latched onto or anything?
I mean, it's a lot of rice dishes, Caribbean food,
Yeah,
and a lot of seafood too, chicken. I mean, there's a couple things I've she showed me how to do, but if I would have to do it now, I don't think I would remember how
gotcha,
to.
gotcha. So the Swedish stuff did stick a lot more than
The Swiss stuff, yes.
yeah, Swiss.
It's two different countries,
Yeah,
Sweden and Switzerland.
I'm sorry, I did that twice, didn't I?
I
I
know
do
people
know
do
these
that all the time.
things. Typical American.
They always ask me, "Can you say something in Swedish?" I'm like, I don't get it.
But German, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Caribbean food is so good. Uh, Mickey M. After skiing fondue is in a nice Swiss village is like the Wham video last Christmas.
Mhm. It's like Caribbean food, Haiti food is a lot of Cajun food
Yeah.
too, kind of similar to that.
We had jambalaya tonight for dinner, so that's Cajun food considered. And Mick M says he's a Swede.
Cereal soup?
Yeah, yeah. He's always up way late at night
Oh,
for him. It's like 4:30 in the morning for him a lot of times when he's watching these.
yeah.
But he's in a lot of streams. I see him all over the place. I'm not seeing a lot of questions.
Mhm.
Uh, it's because it jumped on me. That's why.
I think people know everything about me. I'm like an open book.
You've been around so long. I guess
Yeah.
that's this is very selfish for me because I don't know that much about you. I being so new to the whole community. That's why this whole series is a lot of fun for me, is because this is probably stuff you guys have talked about over the years, little by little, and little chunk here, little chunk there. But to put it all together and to learn more about awesome people like yourself, that's what makes it so much fun.
Yeah, but there's a lot of new people. There's always a lot of new people. People come and go. I mean, there's so many people that are not around anymore that were around 2 years ago or whatever. So there's a good dynamic going in the community for sure.
Um, and somebody mentioned that they said it really this because of the pandemic, um, that the fish fam really grew a lot this last year. Do you see that too? Did you see like a huge growth?
It was like the last 2 years it exploded quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of channels reached that 200, 300,000 subscriber um yeah, subscriber spot, and then a lot of people, because of the pandemic probably, are just YouTubing things.
Yeah.
So
Instead of going to their local club or whatever, they're doing that instead. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Okay. This is one that Big M Riddle always asks in every stream now. Uh, what would Priscilla change about you, and what would you change about Priscilla? He asked, so he's asking what I would change about you and what you would change about me. And I never have a good answer. I never, ever have I had a good answer. So go ahead. Do you have anything that you
Oh
change
no,
about me?
no, not really.
It's hard, isn't it? It's a hard question.
It's a hard one, yeah. I was
It's a
looking.
good question, but I think I don't think I know people well enough. Even after doing these, even after we've talked now for whatever, we've talked for half an
30
hour.
minutes.
Um, I still don't feel like I know you enough to say what I would change or. So I can't
I
think of any.
mean, if there was something I would change about myself, it would be not be such a perfectionist with everything.
That's good. We can turn it around on Riddle. That's good. I like that. Not be such a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So you find that maybe it holds you back some time from completing a project or even starting a project because you feel like, yeah, I
Yeah,
get
like
you.
making videos and stuff.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. Perfection is not something I've ever strove for or It's nothing I am striving for. So I think maybe that gives me a little bit of freedom, that I just don't give up. I just don't care. I just,
Well, I generally don't care either. I mean, everybody knows that. I generally really don't. If I do, you will know. But
but you
but
care about the product. Not, I don't want to say the product, but you care about your projects. You care about
yeah.
doing things the right way and showing things the right way and making things better. And I don't.
Yeah, the thing with the whole perfectionist thing is too when it comes to my own art, like everybody goes like, "Oh, it's great," but I don't think it's great. I mean, I appreciate everybody going like, "Ooh, this is amazing," but I can't look at it like I can draw something and it's not gonna turn out the way I want it, but I can stop and just call it good and be done. But if I take it back, I will keep going because there's always something to make better. And if I hang it up, I will constantly look at it and see what I should have done different, what I should have done better. That's why I can't have my own art hanging up.
So you are, this is a very cliche phrase, but you are your own worst critic.
Yeah, totally.
And I,
Totally.
I think a lot of artistic people like yourself are that way, always thinking they can take it to the next level or do something a little bit better. Um, and I have no artistic skills whatsoever in any field. So I think makes my life easier.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit with everything I do like that. I try to always strive for the best outcome or result.
And that's great. That's how people do get to be. Uh, that's how you get better at things is by caring about it and by actually getting better. But I think I'm just at the point in my life, I don't really care to be much
I
better.
don't care anymore.
I'm old. I don't care.
How
I
I
don't,
get to that point too, hopefully.
I, I've worn pajama pants every day for the last 5 months.
Uh,
I
yeah,
mowed the
and,
lawn wearing pajama pants one day. Pajama pants and a Deadpool t-shirt.
and you just, I don't care what the neighbors think, right?
Don't even care. Yep.
Yeah, I hate
Let's
that.
see. I think I missed one here. Hold on. Don't. Okay, we got that one. Skipper's Aquarium would like to know how many tanks you have total.
At home?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, mm, 32, 37?
Wow.
37, yeah. I
Yeah,
think 37.
that is a lot.
I try not to count because it seems ridiculous.
Yeah, I I'm working on a project with a 45. So and then I have a 5 gallon coming from Lefty. I won it from Lefty's channel. He's sending me a little 5 gallon tank. Um, so I'm going to have 10 pretty soon, and then in March I'm going to buy probably 3 more, either a 75 or a 90. And then I haven't decided on the top ones yet. It might just be 20 longs. It might be a 40 breeder. I haven't decided. But so I should have right about my year period. I should have my year mark, my anniversary. I should have about 10 to 12 tanks total.
That's
I don't
not
think that's
bad.
too bad in a year.
That's
That's not
manageable.
crazy. That's not
I mean,
crazy.
mine are mostly shrimp tanks.
I
So
could see that. I do love. I was so ecstatic to find the shrimplets, and I got them in different tanks now, and I just absolutely love shrimp. So I'm right there with you. I don't want to put fish that will bother the shrimp in any of my tanks anymore because I want to have shrimp in all the tanks.
yeah. That's why every time, since I work at a fish store, sometimes I get this temptation. Like, ooh, I should take this fish home. But then I was like, hey, I don't have room for fish. So I don't take it home at all.
Even with 37 tanks, and you still don't have them.
Nope, because the shrimp take priorities.
Yeah, I love that. So here's a very important question from S. I think this is probably the deepest, most insightful question we've had. Is cereal soup?
If you let it sit for too long.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. All right.
Patty.
What did she say? I missed it. Jumped on me.
Tennessee said, Patty, ask Priscilla some crazy questions. And she's like, no, wait, I'm not getting banned from YouTube.
It's not a stream until Patty makes an inappropriate joke.
Yeah. And I follow right along with it.
I love those inappropriate jokes. Oh, here's a good one. Here's one from M. What do you consider to be your biggest artistic weaknesses? And you already touched on this. It says, do you ever find your work is never finished, not good enough, too good to be yours, etc.? So you did sort of already touch on that question a little bit.
Yeah, never done, never good enough, for sure.
Yeah. So is there a certain type of drawing, or is there a certain part? Here's a good example. There's a comic book artist. His name is Rob Liefeld. He created Deadpool, and he sucks at feet. He can't draw feet. He just can't do it. Do you have something like that?
Houses.
Houses?
Yeah, what do you call it? Geometrical stuff.
Yeah. Just the straight lines, is that what it is? Or
no, like the perspective and stuff. I can do it, but it drives me insane.
So it's nothing you like to do.
No. But I would actually like to be able to do it because I think it's cool, like watercolor house paintings and stuff. But I just don't want to go to that place.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see.
They must have a thing with cereal here.
That was the first time I heard that one. That is cereal soup. I've never heard anybody ask that before.
I'm not I've heard milk, so I put like barely any milk into the cereal.
I did hear is a hot dog a sandwich type thing, but never this is cereal soup. Same question. Who cares? Skipper said you have a tape problem. She needs to go to rehab. Let's see.
Patty asked, is there any way to make the text bigger in chat? Yes, glasses.
You can also, it depends on what you're on, Patty. If you're on a computer, if you hold down the control button and scroll with your mouse, it will increase the size of your text as well. But that's only if you're on a computer. And I just set it way too big. Okay.
You can do it on your phone too, I think, in the settings. You can actually make the font size bigger.
Can you? I've never messed with it because I try not to use my phone for any of this type of stuff too much.
I know you can do it on Android, but I don't know about iPhone.
That's usually when I am in a stream and I'm not talking much. It's because I'm not on my computer and I don't my fingers don't work right. So it's. Who is that? There's Ernie. Can Ernie hear us?
No. No, because I got my headphones in.
Oh gosh, I wasn't even paying attention. Damn, I wanted to say hi to Ernie. And I bet you he hates Bert and Ernie questions.
Hey, Ernie, Rico says hi.
Oh, hi.
He's waving.
Okay. All right, let's see. I'm not seeing a lot of questions.
Where was it?
Did you see any?
Yes, a couple. I can't find it. So Ems asked any pet peeves. So explain that to me, because that's kind of an American saying. What does it exactly mean?
So a pet peeve is like something that annoys you, but it's really not a big thing. It's just something that always annoys you, but it's sort of a small thing. Like a pet peeve might be somebody who chews with their mouth open. It's nothing that you're gonna yell at them for, but it is something that sort of annoys you and grates on your nerves a little bit.
No, I'm pretty tolerant.
Yeah.
No, the only thing I can't stand I won't ever do is drinking out of the same bottle as somebody else. I don't know why. I just can't do that.
I've been married for 30 years, and my wife does it once in a while, but she doesn't like it either. And even though we've been together all that time, she still doesn't like it either. So
it's weird. I do it like I let my son drink out of my bottle, but usually after he drank out of it, I won't drink out of it anymore.
That's hilarious. I don't know if she does that with the kids. I bet she does because kids are notorious to for backwashing.
Yeah, they're
You
dirty.
know, they don't have the control, so I can see why.
Yeah.
What's your idea of a perfect date?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
That's the first question we had that somebody has skipped.
Yeah,
Aqua asked that one.
I know.
Oh, you saw it. Okay. All right. Yeah, you've probably seen all of these.
I skipped
Oh,
it
what
all.
about Bob Kaler's?
No, I didn't see Bob.
Dog the size of a shrimp or shrimp the size of a dog?
Shrimp the size of a dog.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. That would be awesome. Especially if it could live out of the water too, like it was, like you could take it for a walk and then it lived in a pool
Put it
or
on
something.
a leash, on a
Yeah, that would be
harness.
so cool.
Mm.
All right, let's see. And Skipper, yep, he said the same thing. Backwash, that's why. Not Nola Jane, yep.
A lobster. What would you call a dog the size of a shrimp?
That is a lobster.
Oh, I had a lobster, like an orange lobster, and I took him from here because nobody wanted him, and I was gonna feed him to my puffer, but he broke out and he walked across my whole house, like drying, and I just saw my dog was barking at him. Saw this little orange thing on the floor, and I put him back in the tank, and then I ended up keeping him for like a year, and then he just ended up dying. Like, he went on an adventure.
How big was it?
It was like maybe 6 inches or so.
Yeah, that's still pretty cool. I love those things. Bob said he asked one earlier about,
Or
yeah. Did you see
I
it?
didn't see it. No. Can I ask again?
Yeah, ask it again there, Bob.
No, I don't see it.
What's your favorite meal or place to eat? That's from Peplin.
My favorite place to eat. Longhorn Steakhouse.
I don't think I've ever been to one. I've heard of it.
I think it's called Longhorn.
What do you get? Do you get the steak when you're there? Are you a big meat eater?
Yeah, no, they have awesome steaks. Yeah, and other stuff. But
I'm not much of a steak eater. Once in a great while, but I prefer like some sushi or seafood or something like that. I love sushi. It's hard to find around here. What are you laughing about?
nothing.
Come on,
Just
what are you
ignore.
laughing about?
Just ignore that.
Okay, you're doing something in your head.
No.
Tim Carter would like to know if you take requests like draw a blue neon blue cichlid. I'm going to answer that no, no longer, right? Because you just don't have the time and
Yeah, so I always try to explain that I hate turning people down for anything. I really do. But I work here and I'm here for about 40 hours a week and it's an hour away. So I drive almost 2 hours every day on top of working 8 hours. And then I usually spend a few hours with my son, like about 4 hours. And then I take care of all the tanks I have. So usually the only time I really do art is when I live stream.
gotcha.
And that's like super duper limited, like 2 to 4 hours a week type of thing.
Gotcha. And that makes sense. That makes sense. Did you see Bob's question there? Where did it go? I saw it.
Yeah, artistically, what are your future plans, goals, and aspirations? Well, I'm working on a couple projects with a couple people or companies or whatever you want to call it, to make some posters and make a book maybe or something. Now you're laughing too.
I'm just reading. Now I'm reading the chat. Is that what you're
Yeah,
laughing about before?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm working on a couple projects, so I'm trying to see if I can make that happen 2021.
There you go, Bob. I always like seeing Mr. Kaler in here. And again, like yourself, Mr. Kaler, just awesome people in the Fish Fam. I've never felt so welcome any place before. Um, I've been in a lot of communities on the internet since actually way back in the BBS days, like in the early 90s. Um, so I've been in a lot of communities for a lot of different topics, but I don't think I've ever felt as welcomed anywhere as I have in the Fish Fam.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like we were talking before the stream, there's such a diversity in this community, but still, it's a great community.
Yeah, even people that you maybe politically disagree with,
Yeah.
drastically disagree with, you can still be friendly with, and still work together on certain things and do stuff with. So that's pretty cool. I like that people generally put aside that type of stuff. In the day-to-day life, you can't. It's a part of living, but it's nice that we can put that aside here.
Yeah, I have a hard time when people try to force their opinion on others.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But we won't even get there.
Yeah.
Okay. We're done laughing at Patty. And Geek Boy says, not that hard to find. Lots of sushi and glass boxes behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't eat fish. I don't do seafood.
No? You just don't like it, or just...
I'm allergic to it.
Oh, well then, yeah, I'm glad you don't. I love it. It's my favorite type. If I had to pick one type of food to eat the rest of my life, it would be sushi. And Patty said, I'll have to remember that increased size thing the next time I'm disappointed. If there's our inappropriate joke. So now we've had a stream.
Somebody had to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see.
Feelings about unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
I've given Bob advice he didn't want it before.
I think Bob, he's asking me that, and I think he knows my answer because I've said that. I actually told people to shut the hell up in a joking manner in one of my streams, but I know a few people got a little perturbed at me for saying that. Like, they're like, you're on your YouTube, we're going to give you advice whether you like it or not. I'm like,
yeah, you can get it.
I actually, to the person who said that, I said, okay, thanks for the advice.
See you later.
I don't like unsolicited advice. I just, it's not that I know. I don't know. There's a ton I don't know. I'm not a smart person. And it's just that if I haven't asked you for your opinion, don't give it to me. I'm the same way, though. I'm not going to give my opinion to you unless you ask for it.
I mean, I'm usually pretty good about it because, I mean, I work here. People come in, want advice. Some people come in, they don't want advice.
Yeah. So you've probably gotten pretty used to, being able to really tell them apart. I mean, because sometimes it's obvious. They ask you a question, right? Sometimes it's borderline, though, and I bet you've gotten pretty good at being able to tell those two types of groups apart.
Oh, yeah, I can usually tell by people when they start looking at things. And then I love the people that come in together, and then one of them is the expert. That explains it to the other person, and it's just not right. Just they're like eating fish and listening.
And do you have a really hard time not jumping in when somebody is giving advice that you know to be just horribly wrong, or do you just stay out of it?
I just stay out of it because I don't care anymore that much.
That's the smarter thing. Okay. Let's see. Did I lose any questions? Hey, you know what? Make it easy on me, people. If I forgot your question or skipped it or whatever, throw it back up there again. If there's something that we didn't ask. Mickham's just dropping a lot of not so much questions, but some really cool little bits of information.
Oh yeah, about Sweden.
Yeah.
Bob was saying not about Priscilla, just asking an explanation.
Yeah. An explanation. I think I explained it well enough, I hope. There we go. Lori, Monster Fish Girl, are you shipping now or still waiting for mail to straighten out?
I'm still waiting because I know a few people that shipped last week and stuff is still late. It's not arriving in time. And I just really don't want to ship out shrimp and they're not going to make it. Especially, I can't afford to refund it. So I
Yeah.
rather want to make sure they're going to get there safe and sound. So I'm still going to wait at least another week, I would say.
And we talked about that before the stream, but my wife today told me that so they have a mail person that comes to their office twice a day usually, and he told her, United States Postal Service, and he told her that he hasn't seen it like this. He said it's just like Christmas. It's crazy busy. His truck was totally full. He usually comes at 10 in the morning, like 2 in the afternoon, and he didn't show up the first time until 4 in the afternoon. He said that it's just crazy busy right now, and not sure why exactly, but I'm sure that part of it is probably the stimulus and people buying so much stuff online right now.
Actually, UPS was saying that a lot of people this year gifted each other things online. So a lot of people got gifts in the mail from like Target, whatever, and a lot of people are returning it, which makes it really hard.
You think that today's the 19th. You think that would have been done, but
Apparently, it even got to the
maybe
point
they've
where
returned. Go ahead.
yeah, it even got to the point where like Target and whatnot will refund you your money, but they don't want you to send it back.
Oh, it's too bad I didn't buy something from Target.
Yeah.
I bet you the stuff that did get shipped back has already been shipped back, but now we're seeing the actual replacements being shipped back out. Maybe that's why it's taken this long.
Yeah, and I mean, they sent the stimulus checks out on the 6th or something. And I mean, a lot of people still haven't gotten it yet. So, I mean, yeah, the mail's still backlogged.
Yeah,
I sent art. Somebody was asking about art. I send out art because it doesn't matter if it's if it's in the mail for 2-3 days longer than what it needs to.
And is a lot of your art on your site?
Yeah, most of it. All the available prints are on there.
I haven't gone and looked in a while. I need to go back because I need to finish up my. You're going to be all across the top of my tanks up there. I'm going to
send me a picture. I always tell people send me a picture. No one ever sends me a picture.
Well, it's hard to see. You see the two?
Hey, those are the ones you got from Jason, right?
Yeah, they're all Jason's ones. Yeah, I haven't bought any directly from you yet. And then I don't. Can you even see those ones over there?
Yes.
So I've just got the 4 so far, but they're in a prominent place, and they're going to go all across there at some point.
Yeah, which people will send me pictures with fish tanks in the art.
I will. Wow, look at that! You can see my fingerprints. That's pretty impressive.
Somebody's gonna steal your biometric information.
Okay.
Rocco asked again, how do we get about getting custom drawings? Right now, I don't have the time for it.
Yeah, maybe sometime in the future, huh? Who knows what it'll bring? But oh, Mr. McKenzie, who's Priscilla's favorite fish tuber?
Without offending anybody.
It's hard, isn't
it? Jimmy. Sashimi Whiskey Dream Co-op, Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Just because of its production value.
Yeah, they're definitely very high.
It's cinematic style, but did he say fish tuber or YouTube?
He say fish tuber.
Yeah, Jimmy.
I don't know that I have a favorite, but probably my favorite would probably be James and Chattanooga Ed. The live streams, those are probably my favorite. And again, not against anybody else, but those are the streams that I have the most fun in. Besides my own with getting to talk to you guys. That's the other one. Okay, yep, we talked about that.
Original art. I know I have some I need to upload to my website.
I agree with you, Bob. Yep. I agree with you agreeing with me. Most people are trying to be helpful, but still it's not welcome and often not helpful if it's done to bait, create drama, or to boost the advisor's self-opinion. Yep, 100%. Jeffrey Watts, and this one's more of a how-to, but we'll go ahead and answer it if you know the question or if somebody else in the chat knows it. How many tanks in one room should you decide to get a humidifier?
Oh, a dehumidifier?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he meant. Yeah, yeah,
I can't
dehumidifier.
I can't talk in that because Colorado it's dry as hell.
Yeah.
So I would say after 75, 80% humidity, you might want to get a dehumidifier.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it, right? Because the room's gonna be different sized, you got airflow and things. I probably will have to do one this summer. Wintertime, the air is incredibly dry, but this summer we live right on Lake Ontario, and the humidity is often 80% outside. So I'll probably have to get one too. Um,
I know here it never gets over 30. Right now it's like 15-ish.
I sort of miss that. I mean, I lived in Arizona, so when it got 17%, that's when the swamp cooler stopped working.
Yeah.
Mike's Aquatics and Things say, Rico, no Ed, or is he asking me ED?
In the bushes back there.
He's there again. I turned the picture died. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I
Oh,
just
you can't see us because of the screen.
oh, Ed. There he is.
I'm in talk chat. I hate that she didn't talk chat.
Oh, you know what? I am too. Oh man, I hope I didn't miss anything. I apologize to anybody.
Jess is asking us Chicago or New York style pizza. I'm going for New York style pizza.
I'm gonna go with Chicago.
I like thin pizzas because I've been in Italy plenty of times.
I think that the pizza here, and because I live in New York State, I I just don't care for it that much. I would prefer to have, and it's got to be a good Chicago style pizza where the crust isn't huge. Everybody thinks, oh, it's got a huge crust. Well, the crust isn't that big. It's a nice layer of a crust, but then you've got a ton of toppings, and then you've got the cheese which holds it all on, so it's like a sandwich, and then you got a handle. That's a good Chicago style.
Yeah, that's too much bread for me.
Mickham, favorite artist and or painter in any field or genre?
Should I do like classic Picasso?
If that's your favorite, yeah.
I would say right now it would be Punchy Paints.
That's a good one. That's another person I definitely need to get
Up here, yeah.
some of her art. I mean, it's amazing stuff too.
Patty's got some questions.
All right, where's she at? Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, she's got 3, but I think only 2 of them you'll answer. You saw them already, so go ahead.
Do you paint other subjects besides fish? I used to draw people a lot, and then I kind of got tired of people, so I hope I'm not getting tired of fish. And then if you could move anywhere in the USA, where would you go? I don't think I would want to move. Actually, I like it here. I mean, yeah, Hawaii sounds pretty great. I mean, Hawaii would be it. Right next to Jesse. Right next door to Jesse, if he wants to or not.
Whether he likes it or not.
Yeah.
Wherever I would move, it would be by the water. So Hawaii would be good. I mean, I do like the mountains too, but by the water. Something about New York State that people don't realize is that it's not like flat like Kansas and Nebraska. We actually have the Adirondacks, which is a huge park. It's bigger than Yosemite and Yellowstone and another couple other parks put together. It's a massive, massive park, and it's just incredibly beautiful there. And it's actually, there's 46 peaks that are pretty decent. We're not talking the Rockies, obviously. I mean, there's nothing like that here, but it's not a flat state. It's a beautiful state with a lot of incredible scenery.
I mean, I was born on a mountain. I'm just used to mountains. Like today too, when I was driving to work, I usually see the whole mountain range on a stretch to work, and it snowed last night out there. Looks amazing.
Yeah. Well, when I lived in Arizona, we lived right, in the valley, which Phoenix is the huge mountains all around it,
Yeah.
and it was always nice to see the snow up there. All
Oh,
right, so
I've
you
seen
answered both of hers, both of hers. Um, jumped
snails.
on me again. Jumped on me again. If you see one,
Our
go ahead and jump
snail
in.
says snails. If so, what kind? I like all snails. I'm not anti-snail.
I love my mystery snails. I'm so happy that they finally. I just my first clutch started to hatch just the other day,
Yeah.
and I've had a bunch of different ones. I've had a bunch of clutches. They all looked viable. They all looked like they were fertilized, but this one was the first one that went. So, and now I've got a ton of them.
Well, my favorite snails are the horned neorites because they're the best algae eater on the planet.
Yeah,
But that's about it.
I would like to get some, especially since they don't, breed in fresh water. That would be great to put them in those tanks that need that extra help.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just heard your wife. She's laughing.
What's that?
I think we just heard your wife.
Oh, did you hear her? She was laughing. That's funny. I don't know what she's out in the living room even, and you heard her all the way out there.
It
She's
must be something funny.
she's watching something, or else she's doing something with the kids. I like when they're home. During the day, my youngest son is home, but he usually his bedroom is downstairs, so I don't really see him much. And he's 19; he doesn't like to talk to me, anyways. But when she comes home, there's just a lot of noise, and the house is so much warmer when they're here.
Oh yeah. Kids
Okay,
are off.
7:30.
What's your choice of music? Right now, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm old. I'll listen to everything. Is that like the classic answer? When you get older, you like listen to a little bit of everything.
What's your debit card? Um,
Hey, we're not giving card information out here. I can actually answer the question there for you, Bob. I don't think he has a debit card.
I just get prepaid visas. Yeah, that's what he
Yeah.
said. Oh, there's one. Mickey. Favorite
Favorite
you have? Go ahead.
Japanese dragon eel.
I've never even seen one.
Google it.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. Japanese dragon eel.
Look at the price tag, too.
Yeah.
It's like $3,000.
Holy Jesus. Yeah, I'm not going to spend that kind of money on fish.
It's
I mean,
expensive.
I'm not hard up for money or anything, but I have a hard time. I don't know that it's going to take me a while to even spend $100 on a fish, even though I love them, because there's so many awesome fish that you can get for a few bucks that are just beautiful too. I don't need to have something that's I'm the only person that has this, or I just don't have that desire. Hey, there's Dead
It's
Fred.
salt water is just more expensive in general.
Is your son interested in the hobby? I don't know if that's for me or for you.
He likes to dump water into the tanks.
Yeah.
He likes to scare the puffer. He likes to get a reaction out of the fish. And that's about it.
Let's see. Well,
Yeah, New York, where it's at. I've been to New York a few times. I love that place. New York City is awesome.
I don't like the city.
No,
No, I'm not a city person anymore.
no,
I've
not to
been
live
to my
there.
share. I just
Not to visit.
the problem with going to a city is there's people there.
Not in New York, there's a lot of people.
Something
No,
like
but
8.2 million of them.
yeah, I mean, I've been, which is crazy because Switzerland has like 10 million citizens. That's why it's mind blowing to me. But I've been to all kinds of places in Europe, like Italy, France, uh, Prague, like all kinds of places when I was younger. And New York is the only place I've ever visited where you can feel like the whole world in one place.
Hmm.
Like the diversity you get in New York City.
Gotcha.
I don't think you get that anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah, and I can see that. I'm just not a fan of city. When I was younger, I didn't mind, but I really like where we live now. There's like 1,500 people in our little village, and it's like 30 square miles. You know, there's just nobody around.
I wouldn't want to live there, but I mean, just for go there for a week or so is cool. See
Yeah,
everything.
my daughter loves going. She's been a few times. Uh, Bob Kaler, poop smells.
Well, every big city smells to some degree, especially in the
Yeah.
summertime.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. Even the littler cities sometimes. Well, let's see. It's 20 to 8. I'm not seeing. Does anybody have any other questions?
Did
Or
Alex
otherwise,
go on?
we'll go ahead and Alex is live. Alex went live actually, 30 minutes ago. And also Diego, I believe, comes up at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, in
And
like 20 minutes.
so if maybe somebody can throw his link up there. Hey, there's Ed. Wait, how can Ed be there when he's here?
Oh my God, Ed,
There's two
you're like
Eds.
we can't see the Ed over there because of
You can't
the
see it?
layout.
Is it too bright?
No, it's he's not in on the picture.
He's not? Oh gosh, I was looking at the wrong one.
Uh-oh, you're
I
breaking
was,
Ed.
yeah, I was looking at the wrong one.
But we know Ed is there.
He is. I was looking down below here, but Ed is. Ed's got something on his face.
Ed, how did you get there so quick? I need to find out.
Where am I? You're sort of half in the bushes there, Ed. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention that he wasn't even. All right. Well, now that Ed's here, I guess we can shut down.
He's got it all under control. I should just leave, sneak out.
Bye, Ernie.
Yeah. I'm
And
just that big.
let's see, I'm just that big. Living large.
He should put somebody else on the screen every live stream.
You know, I wanted to have just Ed. I
Just
appreciate Ed so much. Ed's my buddy, and I like having him there. And I love the smile that he's got on his face right there. And
You should have Ed send you pictures so you can change it.
I thought about actually making a video. So just once every 5 minutes or so, he waves. You know, he moves just every once in a great while. So.
I'm sure he would do that for you.
My wife just said man crush.
Oh yeah, totally agree. Is she listening to the stream?
She just heard that, right? What? I said you just heard that, right?
You and Ed make a great couple.
No, there's no couple there. We're just friends. I mean, come on.
Romance.
Nah, Ed's just awesome. He's a good guy. All right. Well, I guess unless anybody has anything left to ask, I think we'll wrap it up. And Priscilla, thanks so much for being here. I knew this was going to be fun. I appreciate you being here and putting up with all the questions.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll do it again sometime too. And one of these times I'll jump on with you on Sunday when you're doing your art.
Yes, you should if you can. Let me know.
Okay. Looks like that's about it. So everybody, take care, and we'll see you again. Remember, it's Tuesday night, 6:30. I'm not entirely sure who my next guest is. I have two people lined up, so I'm not sure who's going to be on. But either way, it's going to be another good one. So we'll see you next Tuesday.
Sure,
Take care.
all good ones. Bye.
Did you have anything else to add before you have any?
Bye.
Okay.